questions on the appeals?
So basically the law is kind of confusing. The statute that applies, it says that after today's meeting, you need to send a certified letter to the appellants letting them know what your decision is basically going to be. You don't make that official decision until next Tuesday at the commission meeting, but you need to let them know what plan of action you plan on taking, and that gets sent by certified mail to them. So we need to make some sort of decision today whether you are going to ratify the actions of adopting the ordinance or rescind that and rehold the hearings.
So Ashley, I'd like to go through the 113308. Yeah. Okay, can we do that?
Yeah.
Because I still am not quite clear. I read your email yesterday. So we did a recommendation, but should that recommendation then turn into a resolution before it went to the county commission? That's kind of my question. Now reading that.
Okay, 113308 actually only applies to 113307.
Okay.
So in the section that has been referenced, basically it's talking about when an initial zoning plan is adopted for a county from the beginning, the very initial plan.
Right.
So it's saying once there is an investigation, the county planning commission shall prepare a proposed resolution and submit it to the board of county commissioners, establishing districts and proposing resolutions.
Yep. Okay.
And then 113308 says after the filing of the proposed resolution, the county commission shall hold public hearings, different things. My opinion is that only applies to that initial plan. And it would be different if it said after the filing of a proposed resolution, meaning it's applying to any proposed resolution in the future. But the use of the word "the" I think is indicative that it's referring solely to 113307.
Other thing, I know other counties do 2 public hearings every time there's a change in their zoning.
And it depends on what our zoning ordinances say in our state one.
Okay, they say 1, 2.
They haven't read Wells County, so I don't know how they're exactly written.
Yeah, I don't know either, but I know most of them have the other zoning directors I've reached out to or commissioners. They all have another one when the actual recommendation is made. Maybe that's just to keep some transparency in here. Maybe that's something we should look at. Thoughts from the commission on sending it back to the zoning since the public was cut off? And that was in our zoning at that time that all meetings were supposed to be public. We still have that as whether the 113308 regards to that for a hearing on that recommendation, but it was still in our zoning at that time that the public was supposed to be heard at every meeting.
At every resolution.
No.
Or if the public has a right to be present and then to testify for resolutions.
Oh, actual zoning with me. But I know we amended it now.
It's amended now.
Right, as far as August.
My opinion is we did not do anything wrong, but there is no harm in revisiting that zoning hearing if we want to, just for public transparency.
So.
I'm going to second my initial vote to go forward.
Sorry, was there an initial
There was a motion.
There was a motion?
No.
Oh, what were you referring to, Jamie?
Going forward and go with the last vote. And we'll leave it here. Just make a somewhat choice reference.
A recommendation. recommendation, or discussion on the action of the appeals.
What anticipated action will be for Tuesday.
Okay. So we've discussed the conflict of interest, you're gonna write a letter and actually ask for a written opinion from the AG. That one's taken care of. So any of the public hearings, on the zoning, reholding the zoning meeting with a public input for the second, when the resolution was actually made. Or the
Recommendation.
It was a recommendation, not a
Recommendation.
resolution. And I was elected by the majority vote of the people of Eddy County, and I believe I'm speaking in their best interest by the majority, because in this country, majority rules. So even one vote, it's still the majority. And I'm gonna stick with my vote and resolution, that I did on adopting the rules of the state. They know a hell of a lot more about what's going on than in some of the individuals that are speaking.
Commissioner Kurtz, why do we create laws?
Just
We
to
got
say during,
three
we're
more
not having
questions.
comments.
And I see no problem on going back to the zoning and letting the public hear, but as you see,